Right now, your body thinks it's being chased by something. You're probably sitting down. Your stress system doesn't care. Cortisol can't tell the difference between a lion and a deadline, a predator and a passive-aggressive email. Same hormone, same response. If that system never gets to turn off, and for most people it doesn't, here's what it does to your brain, immune system, weight, heart, and age. 77% of Americans regularly experience physical stress symptoms. Not emotional ones. Physical, headaches, fatigue, muscle tension. The body keeping score. The stress response is a brilliant piece of engineering. Threat detected, adrenaline fires, heart rate spikes, blood redirects to muscles. Extraordinary for short bursts. In the ancestral environment, the burst lasted minutes. Threat over, cortisol cleared, system reset. It was designed for sprints, not marathons. The same system that designed for a 3-minute sprint is now running on mortgages, inbox anxiety, and news cycles. Indefinitely. The all-clear never arrives. Cortisol is released by the adrenal glands via the HPA axis. In emergencies, it releases glucose, sharpens focus, modulates inflammation. Excellent at its job for short shifts. The problem starts when the HPA axis never receives the all-clear. Cortisol stays elevated for hours, days, or years and starts damaging what it was designed to protect. Chronically stressed people have flat cortisol profiles. No proper morning peak, no evening drop. The rhythm that governs energy, focus, and sleep breaks down. Chronic stress means the body never returns to baseline. Modern stressors are perfect for this because they don't resolve. Financial anxiety doesn't end. Work pressure doesn't end. The ancestral brain processed stressors one at a time, with recovery gaps between them. Modern stress runs multiple threats simultaneously with no recovery gaps at all. A lion is one episode. It ends. Your calendar is a subscription service. The lion was easier in the one sense that mattered. It had a finish line. Chronic stress physically changes your brain. Cortisol damages hippocampal neurons, the memory and learning center, causing it to measurably shrink over time. The amygdala, your emotional alarm, grows under chronic stress, becoming more reactive. The alarm gets louder exactly as the system meant to quiet, it gets weaker. The prefrontal cortex, decisions, impulse control, rational thought, weakens under cortisol. You make worse decisions in exactly the situations that most need good ones. Louder alarm, smaller memory center, weaker executive control. The brain under chronic stress is more reactive, less capable, and less equipped to regulate itself. Cortisol is biochemically an immunosuppressant. Chronic elevation means chronic immune suppression. Stressed people get sick more often and recover more slowly. Vaccines work less effectively in chronically stressed people. Their immune systems produce fewer antibodies in response. The protection is measurably lower. Sheldon Cohen's Carnegie Mellon study showed stress directly predicted cold susceptibility, independent of sleep, exercise, age, and income. Stress alone was the variable. Cortisol drives visceral fat storage, fat around your organs, not under your skin. Visceral fat is metabolically active and linked to cardiovascular disease and diabetes. The mechanism is direct. Cortisol activates fat storage receptors concentrated in visceral tissue. Higher cortisol, more activation, more visceral deposit. Targeted, not random. Eat less, exercise more doesn't fully address stress-related weight. If cortisol is elevated, the storage signal is elevated. You're fighting the signal, not the source. Chronic stress keeps blood vessels in a state of constriction designed for emergencies. Over years, sustained vascular pressure damages arterial walls and accelerates plaque buildup. Chronic stress elevates systemic inflammation via NF-kappa B pathways. Chronic inflammation drives cardiovascular disease, not just accompanies it. Cortisol keeps activating it. A 2017 Lancet study found amygdala activity directly predicted heart attacks and strokes over the following years, independent of all other risk factors. Stress disrupts sleep. Poor sleep raises cortisol. Elevated cortisol disrupts sleep further, which raises stress. A loop with no natural exit unless you deliberately intervene. Cortisol and melatonin are inverse. Evening. Cortisol should drop. melatonin should rise.
Not yet.
Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated at night, directly blocking the sleep signal. Stressed people fall asleep harder, stay in lighter stages, and wake more often. Poor sleep raises next-day cortisol. Next-day cortisol makes sleep worse. The cycle continues. Chronic stress ages you at the cellular level. Every chromosome is capped with telomeres, protective structures that shorten with each cell division. Stress accelerates the shortening. Epel and Blackburn showed highest stress women had telomeres biologically equivalent to women 9 to 17 years older. Not metaphorically, measurably, cellularly, genetically older. 9 to 17 years of biological age advancement. While the calendar moved at 1 year per year, chronological age and biological age diverging, stress driving them apart. In 1998, a study tracked 30,000 adults for 8 years. 2 questions. How stressed are you? And do you believe stress is harmful? What came next was counterintuitive. High stress raised mortality, but only in people who believed stress was harmful. High stress plus believing it's harmless? Lowest mortality of all. Same stress, different belief, different outcome. Kelly McGonigal found that interpreting stress as preparation for a challenge rather than a threat actually changes the cardiovascular response. Blood vessels relax instead of constricting. This doesn't mean ignore chronic stress. It means perception is a measurable tool, not motivational advice. One real variable among several. Worth using. Stressing about stress makes it worse. That is scientifically documented, mildly ironic, and unfortunately very common. You're welcome for the information. The physiological sigh. Double inhale through the nose, then one long exhale. Stanford research shows this reduces stress state faster than any other breathing technique. Takes 4 seconds. Social connection. Cortisol drops measurably in the presence of trusted people. Physical presence, not texting. The nervous system has specific receptors for proximity to safe people. Cold exposure. Brief cold water triggers a noradrenaline surge that resets the HPA axis downward for hours. Not comfortable, biologically effective anyway. Exercise is the single most well-evidenced HPA regulator. Not because it's relaxing, and it isn't, because controlled stress trains the system to activate and deactivate better. Reframing, my body is preparing for this challenge, produces different cardiovascular physiology than this stress is damaging me. Same stress. The framing is the variable. Chronic stress. Real, measurable, documented effects on brain, immunity, fat, heart, sleep, and cellular aging. None are metaphors, and none are inevitable. The system can be regulated. Subscribe. New Long Life Lab every Thursday. Drop your biggest stressor in the comments. We're building a taxonomy of human stress. For science, that part is true. Understanding what stress does to your body changes how you relate to it. You can't manage what you don't understand. Now you understand it. That's the beginning. Stay curious. Breathe out slowly, and that's scientific advice, not just a sign-off. The exhale activates the parasympathetic system. It actually works. See you 3 days. Bye.